Super Mario Maker 2 is looking like a snack of a game. I am so unbelievably excited for this title launching June 28th. It's got pretty much everything I'd want from a Super Mario Maker sequel. Not only does it have new level-like backgrounds, such as a sand level, jungle level, but it's got a ton of new assets, and on top of all of that, there is the brand new Super Mario 3D World style or level theme, which if you've watched some of my other videos, you know that Super Mario 3D World it happens to be one of my favorite games of all time. It is probably it is definitely my most wanted port, and it's up there with one of my most wanted games, either a sequel to that game or just a port on the Switch. I love 3D World, I love 3D Land, I love that style of Mario. It's personally my favorite iteration of 3D Mario. I like it even more than a sandbox. So yeah, I am unbelievably excited that got not just a nod, that got an entire level theme in Super Mario Maker 2. All that combined really just pushes my excitement over the edge, and I am unbelievably hyped for this game. However, there is one thing that kind of rubs me the wrong way that I'm not super pumped about with Super Mario Maker 2, and it's not necessarily about the game itself, but it's more so how Nintendo is handling the information that we as fans are getting of Super Mario Maker 2. So what does that necessarily mean? How is it bad? And what do I think they should be doing instead? All that in this video. What's going on, guys? It's Thomas from the Switch Shop, and welcome to this video discussing Super Mario Maker 2, the information we as fans are getting about Super Mario Maker 2, why, I would rather get it in a different way, and all that stuff. Now, before we do get into it, I do want to make it clear that Nintendo is a multi-billion-dollar company, and I am just a stupid teenager, okay? They have probably thought all of this stuff out, have performed many business evaluations, and decided that this is strategically the best way to go for sales or what have you. They probably know something I don't, or just in general, they are a giant corporation that has people whose sole jobs are to think about this stuff, and I am obviously not that. So take everything I say here as Nintendo probably knows what they're doing. This is just my suggestions, what I would like to see. But yeah, with that out of the way, let's get into it. So Super Mario Maker 2 was announced in the February Nintendo Direct, and already that's kind of a weird way to announce Mario Maker. I mean, Mario Maker was probably the most wanted port after Smash Bros. Ultimate got announced. And to announce not just a port, but a sequel to that in just a normal direct, it was kind of really crazy and came as a shock to a lot of people. I mean, I'm not complaining that we got that announcement, it's great. And the best part about that entire trailer was that the game is coming this June. However, after that, we didn't really get any information, which was fine. I mean, what were they gonna do? Just randomly drop the first, legitimate string of gameplay on Twitter for no reason? Okay. So Nintendo literally just tweeted out, hey, it's releasing on this day, and gave us, a 30-second gameplay clip that I'll be showing right now. I wouldn't be upset about this because it's gameplay, and it was nice to get something from the game. I mean, Nintendo has had a terrible habit of saying, hey, this game is coming, and then not showing us anything for it. Hashtag Animal Crossing, hashtag Metroid Prime 4, hashtag Bayonetta 3, all those stuff. So I guess it was nice, but my initial reaction was, why is this not in a direct? Of course, we do have to know, when it is coming out soon. I mean, the game is coming out next month at this point, but still, it was weird for probably what could possibly be Nintendo's best-selling game of 2019, not counting, Pokemon. They're just gonna announce the release date through Twitter or at a random day. However, that's not all. On the Nintendo of Japan Instagram, they just tweeted out basically a new trailer that showcased a ton of new stuff. So what's the deal here? One of Nintendo's most anticipated games of the year, and what will probably be Nintendo's highest selling game, or at least one of the highest selling games, is getting all this information revealed at random times through just small trailers dropping on Nintendo's Twitter and Instagram. What's up with that? I mean, Nintendo's never done anything like that before. Sure, for smaller games like Yoshi's Crafted World, they would just randomly drop a story trailer on their YouTube, but that was only after multiple Direct/E3 appearances, and Mario Maker 2 hasn't had that. Well, why do I think this is? This entire situation is happening because of one game, and that game is New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe. My working theory is that Nintendo had to delay the January Direct into February because they didn't want to announce Mario Maker 2 before they had given New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe time to breathe. Because why would anyone buy New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe when a Mario Maker game where you could probably just make all those levels, or at least way more levels, was coming out later that year? No one would buy New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe. It would fail. So Nintendo saved Mario Maker 2 into the February Direct and gave New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe at least a month to just be on the shelves while people didn't know about Mario Maker coming to Switch. However, the downfall of that was that now, as fans, we have a very crunched time between the announcement of Mario Maker 2 and the release. Is from February to June, which isn't a lot of time. That itself is good. I'd rather have shorter times like that than way longer times. The issue is now, though, what's Nintendo gonna do with information? As I just explained, they've been dropping short trailers and stuff on Twitter and Instagram. However, I'd rather them do just one big Mario Maker Direct. Personally, I always get a lot more hyped for games when they're in a direct format, because when a random trailer comes on Instagram or Twitter or whatever, you're like, oh, okay, this is cool, but it doesn't carry nearly as much weight as a direct would. A lot of people have been saying stuff like, oh, Nintendo's not going to do a Direct in May because there's going to be an E3 Director presentation, whatever you want to call it, so why would they do a Direct in May? And while that does kind of make sense because they would want to save their games for E3, that hasn't stopped them in the past. I'm pretty sure ARMS and Splatoon both got Directs, or there was one combined Direct that had pretty much all ARMS, but then a small trailer for Splatoon at the end. That happened in May, late May even, and that's kind of a similar situation given that ARMS was announced in January, Mario Maker 2 was announced in February, but they both released in June right after E3, so it makes sense from a repeating the past standpoint that Mario Maker 2 would get a Direct in May. However, these recent trailers on their Instagram and Twitter have made me kind of doubt that, because why would they just show off this random gameplay, which is something they know the community is going to speculate over a ton, and they kind of revealed just a ton of assets if they're going to have a Direct soon regarding Mario Maker 2. Why would they do that? So now, at least from the way I see it, we're in a lose-lose situation until Mario Maker 2 comes out. We either don't get any Direct and maybe they drop one or two more small mini gameplay clips or trailers that don't really carry the same weight as a Direct would've, or they do have a Direct, but since they've already dropped a couple of mini trailers, the gameplay won't hold the same weight. I mean, imagine if all we saw was that initial reveal trailer for 3 months, then we finally got a ton of stuff blown out in a giant Direct. I think that would be sick, and instead we're getting kind of drip-fed news, which in my opinion doesn't make the eventual full-on blasted reveal as exciting. Also, when I say Direct, I mean a specific Mario Maker 2 Direct. I'm not talking about a general Nintendo Direct. Okay, so last but not least, I do want to talk about the possibility of Mario Maker being shown off at E3. And, well, that's not really a possibility, that's more of a 100% what will happen. Because Mario Maker 2 comes out June 28th. E3 is June 12th. There is no way that they're not going to show Mario Maker 2 at E3. However, I don't believe that they're going to show off a ton. A lot of people have been saying Mario Maker 2 will be Nintendo's big E3 game, sort of how Smash Bros. Was a year before, and how Super Mario Odyssey was the year before that, and Breath of the Wild finally in the year before that, which was 2016, I think. I don't think Mario Maker 2 will get that ginormous spotlight just because there are so many other games that need to be talked about. Rounding out the year, we have Animal Crossing Switch, which we know literally nothing about, Pokemon Sword and Shield, which aren't directly developed by Nintendo but will still probably make an appearance at their E3, The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening, which is once again something we've only seen one trailer for. Luigi's Mansion 3, once again only seen one trailer. Not to mention various DLCs like the Smash Bros. Fighter Pass. And I think Nintendo won't focus on one specific game this year just because they have so much coming up. Therefore, I think Super Mario Maker 2 will take more of a side role, kind of how maybe Super Mario Party was last year, to kind of supplement Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. I think Super Mario Maker 2 won't have the giant E3 presence that everyone thinks it will have, which makes this game-specific direct situation feel a tad more urgent. Overall, I know I was kinda all over the place in this video, so I just want to wrap things up with a conclusion. Basically, to wrap this whole thing up, I don't necessarily like how Nintendo has been handling the information flow of Super Mario Maker 2. They've been tweeting out stuff on their Instagram and Twitter instead of saving it for one big direct, and personally, I'd rather get that direct format as it always gets me a lot more excited. On top of that, a Mario Maker 2 Direct is something I do think we will get, just because I do not believe that E3 will have the giant Mario Maker 2 presence that everyone seems to think. So that is like my one problem with Mario Maker 2, and obviously that won't actually be a problem with the game once it comes out. It's just something I dislike from a fan perspective, but let me know what you guys think. Have you guys found it weird that for some reason Nintendo has been drip feeding gameplay through their social media, Twitter, Instagram, whatever? I mean, I personally think that it's weird. I haven't seen the company do something like this to this extent for a game, especially one that's going to be this popular. But as I said at the beginning, who knows? They probably know better than I do, so whatever. I'm just along for the ride. With that out of the way, thank you guys all so much for watching. I am so incredibly excited for Mario Maker 2, and I will make sure to bring you guys more content as it comes out. With that out of the way, thank you for watching. I'm Thomas on the Switch Stop, signing off. Peace.